I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. It again, but the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Ready, 180.
The drive begins with a run by Dixon. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Ready, that's it, ready. We want this.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And this one also slow in developing, as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Here's Newton. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39.
Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Switch. Bang, bang. Go out. Bang, look at me. Zipper. Ready.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now on 2nd and 13, Jones. And his throw here's incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 45 the mic. Check 45 the mic. Hey, Zoo. Check. Hey, Sam off.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's able to find Diggs. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
60 Pittsburgh. Look at me. Door. Hey.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Check, crunch, bam, yo, go, get it.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Here, back at the 41. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Got it.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Yeah.
They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and these creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Newton, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The Falcons send out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They start the drive with Cook. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Cook. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Wide, get wide. Showing it. Look at me, zipper.
A first down carry for Henry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
On second down, it's Cook, and he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Go now. 90 Wolf. Leo. Yep.
They run again on first down. Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Check 50. Check 50. 36. Check 99. Hey. Big rip.
They'll run on first down. Cook looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check the backer. Protein spill. Shit. Kill. Hard. Shit. Yo, go. Shoot.
They'll run with Henry. After only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep it smooth. 58, boys. 58. Come on. Yeah. Let's go.
Now Jones. And he's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Ready. Hey, Sam off. Check. Get it.
They'll run for it with Cook. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. He's going to get it running right. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've been good, right? The turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
That's it. 180. Express. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons. They fake the give. Newton.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. Newton. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
On 1st down, it's Cook. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run with Cook, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, second and goal. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
It's our time. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Go. Undercrush. Spot. Hey. No.
They'll try to run this one in. And that play going absolutely nowhere as before he could get out of the backfield. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So they're back at the 7 now for third and goal.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Slam. Joker. Check 52. Look at me. Zipper.
On the ground, it's Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And Rosas puts this one through. And the lead now increases to 20-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's got some space here. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's first and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniil Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. From the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
Check 3. Pick the edge. Come. Check. Pilot, 64, weak. Look, squeeze. Yep.
Henry, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
3 down. Kill. Rock it. Hey.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
Switch. Check your hot read. Great zone, travel. Rush in. Watch twist.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. He's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Quan Alexander, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
We got 3, fellas. We got 20. Watch take the 3.
3rd and long. It's Newton. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down.
We got 3 down. 84. Who's got 20? Great. Check.
They snap it to Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start the drive with Dixon. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. They stay on the ground with Dixon. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Number 32, the ball player. The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
On 3rd and short, it's Dixon. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down, Atlanta.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Jacobs running right. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 2nd down, Jacobs. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will extend this big lead. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for it. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On first down, they go with Dixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
What's that? Ready? Here we go. Double time. Gun. Stand up here.
They'll try the air now with Newton. He's going to look deep, and that's caught inside the 35. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the toss play, this is Dixon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Right back to Dixon. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Newton now to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll run on first down. Dixon. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 16, Newton. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind that the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 20. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Check 31, check 31. Switch, switch, switch. Go out. Go.
Throwing Jones. This is caught. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Yeah,
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Check, check. Go.
They try again with Cook, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Ready? Go. Go.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go on fourth. Newton. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Quan Alexander. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Breaking the huddle, first and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position.
Hey, Sam off. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey. Hustle.
Now Cook running right. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now it's Newton. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing again is Newton. Flushed out right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Three down.
One last throw here for Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, they continue to be